welcome to tonight's edition of Naked Truth right here on KBN TV, the finest television. I'm your host, Martha Malashala. Today, I'm very excited, very happy, humbled at the same time because today I have a great and amazing TV personality, and she goes by the name of Madam Petty Chanda right here. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Martha.
It's good to have you. I must say that you're looking so nice.
You're looking so fresh.
Okay. Remember, viewers, that we're also streaming live on our Facebook page, so just search for KBN TV. And we are also on Instagram at KBN. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel in case you're watching this show for the very first time. This is the show where we get to talk about matters of life and, of course, the things that we normally go through day in and day out in our day-to-day lives. Okay, just to start with, first thing and foremost, who is Petty Chanda?
Wow. Petty Chanda is a lot of things.
Okay.
She's a lot. I must be quick to say I am a gospel artist. I am a musician. I am a comedian to some extent.
Okay.
I'm a mother as well. Yeah, a mother of 3 handsome boys.
Oh, okay, that's great to hear that. And I believe, apart from, what you've talked about, you are also, a great singer.
Oh,
see?
yeah. Yeah.
Is it only at church or?
On gospel platforms, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that you were married before. Let's now start talking about that. Is it okay for you, briefly just to share your marriage experience, what you went through?
Okay. You see, Martha, since it's naked truth, I truly have to bring out the truth out of me. Yes, I'm a mother of 3. I was once married. Yes, I was married, and I have 3 handsome boys. But you know how things just along the way, how things happen. They may not happen to be what you planned. There's just a way that life twists your arm and twists your everything. So my marriage didn't work out after a decade. That's about 10 years. 10 years in marriage. It didn't work out.
All right. Okay, so was your marriage your first breakup, like in life?
Yeah, where heartbreaking is concerned, Martha, I must say my marriage was my first breakup. Yeah.
Sometimes before somebody gets married, there is stage where you are in a relationship. You are even hoping that no, this man will right for what you are saying. But this is why I'm asking: was it your first time, or maybe you passed through some certain disappointments in life before you got married?
I had not gotten into a relationship. Actually, I was married very young.
Okay.
I must make mention, I got married at a very tender age. I never had that opportunity that girls have being in relationships and they break up. So it was actually my first hit of a heartbreak.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, sad news there. So now, how does it feel, to be broken, by your very own husband, and more especially, you even have kids with that person?
Wow, it's so disheartening. It's like if somebody puts you in a cooler box and they close it up. It's really a terrible experience to get to be disappointed by somebody that you had put your everything in. You see, like I mentioned earlier, I got married when I was very young. Yes, so when that happened, when the breakup happened, I was so really, really broken. I was very broken because I was not expecting it. Of course, sometimes there were some signs to say maybe this, but because of the way we are brought up in our Zambian culture, people will tell you, "Ichupo cha festi, ichupo so get strong," and just make sure you pull through. Some women will actually sit you down to give you their life experiences. Then you realize maybe mine is even better, so let me just hang on. So when things got to the worst, I couldn't stand it. I'd gone through a lot. I was strong. I stood strong. I never wanted to break up with this man, with my ex, because you see, Martha, I'm a child that was coming from a normal family where mom and dad were married and only what separated them was death. So I got to live, to experience having no other figure around. So I got it in my heart when I was going through childhood.
Once again, we sincerely apologize for that inconvenience. In case you've just tuned in, you're watching Naked Truth. This is a show where we get to talk about different issues that affect you and I. Remember that we also stream live on our Facebook page. Just search for KBN TV. We're also on Instagram at KBN TV. And we also, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you can follow those platforms. And remember that we are also live on DSTV, that is channel 279 Top Star, channel 102. Remember that I'm still chatting and chilling with Peti Chanda, very own TV personality right here at KBN TV. Okay, back to our conversation.
Okay, I was just, excuse me, I was just talking about the first heartbreak that I had. You see, I was really a child. I was very young. And getting married at a very tender age gave me a lot of serious injuries when it came to a heartbreak, because this is a man that I loved. That was actually the first time I had this man like really love me and take me into marriage. It was very exciting. I must be quick also to mention to say he was a very good man. It's just that things didn't work out, but otherwise it was so heartbreaking. I cried my lungs out. I can't hide to you. It was painful. This is where I came to realize that as a woman, if you're not fixed in your mind, if your mind is not stable, those are the people that you find that you even go mad. Yeah. Because there were instances where I would think I've eaten when actually later in the day I would realize I didn't have anything, no. But I'm not hungry. You get that thing. It's a situation that was so horrifying. It was like a nightmare. It was so heartbreaking.
That was really sad. But anyway, moving on with the show. Let's just talk about, the craziest thing that really happened, the moment, you had to, to be separated, with your husband. What came into your mind? Because a lot of people, once, they go through, this divorce thing, the first thing that they would think of, killing themselves. No, I should just hang myself. I should just commit suicide. Better I just kill myself so that at the end of the day I can go and rest. So what came into your mind?
Wow. Even if I had not had children at that moment, I think I was still going to hang on, because the moment I wanted to do the craziest thing, like I wanted to, there was a time actually when I followed the same woman. Okay. I followed her up, and because of anger and the pain, I actually ended up shattering the windscreen for our vehicle. So that was one of the craziest things that I did. But then I never thought I was worthless, because in as much as I would look at myself like everything was crippled down, I would also turn to the left and looked at my children like, who's going to look after them? Because at that particular moment, I realized that my ex was not actually the man that I knew. He turned into something else that I never even expected. It came just like a blow, like a slap on my face. So every time I would think of terrible things, I would look to my left and look at my children like, who's going to take care of them? If I don't stand up for the boys, if I'm not there for the boys, this man is not going to be there for them.
Oh yes. Sad development news there, but at the same time, life is just full of ups and downs. Moving on with the show. Now, you've talked about, the time that you got married at a very tender, age. Would you mind sharing with the viewers at what age did you, got married?
Actually, it was not a well arranged, a proper, a godly marriage. Okay. Even though I was still a Christian, of which I still am, it happened that I got pregnant before marriage. Oh, okay. So that was how I got married at the age of 17. Yes, 17 plus. That's when I got married, and that's a baby. 17 is a
still
teen.
A baby by then. Anyway. Yeah, you were still young by then. How long did it take for your heart to, to be switched, from, being, when you're passing through difficult times, you have, that heart whereby, even if people are talking to you, even if they're trying to give you, advice, you just see those advice as useless because you won't consider them, as, right advice. So, like, what really, how long did this, actually, how long did it take for you, for your heart, to be healed?
Wow. I can't say it didn't take a long time. It took me a long time. Okay. It took me exactly about 3 to 4 years for me to just put myself together, to just come around and just accept that actually the man had left me. He was no longer in my life. So I can't say it took me 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It took me about 3 to 4 years for me to just digest, because at that particular time when I was broken, I decided to say, okay, what did I contribute? I sat myself down because, look, remember the time I was married, I was in Botswana, okay? So I didn't have relatives around me. My mother, my siblings, my aunties, all my relatives were far from me. So, when you're going through that situation, you need people closer to you. Because how a heartbreak comes, it might be different from the other person. Sometimes it hits so badly. So I decided, since I'm this far and I have nobody to share my experiences with, so I decided to put myself down and ask myself, did you contribute to the marriage breaking up? Because two cannot walk unless they agree. And for people to part, it means the two of you must have played a role. So I sat myself down and I started to tell myself, what did you do wrong? Is it entirely the man that is to blame? And I discovered to say it was the both of us actually that betrayed. We betrayed ourselves. He betrayed me and I equally betrayed him. Yeah, so I said, okay, I'm not going to put the blame on the man. Because if I begin to put the blame on him, I'm not going to correct him and not going to change things because he's no longer in my life. Yeah. So I have to work on myself. So I decided to work on myself. I gave myself a chance to heal. And in my healing process, I never wanted to jump into another relationship. Because I was very scared. Remember, I got married when I was still young. So my whole love, like my everything, I put it in this man. So I was very scared to get into another relationship. Not knowing, the thing that I used to tell myself is, Betty, look, you've been married for 10 years. You have 3 kids. Which man is going to come around? This is what I was telling myself. I know it to some it's wrong, but this is what I use. It's a tool that I use to heal myself. this is the man that you loved. You've been married with him for 10 years. You have 3 kids. And suddenly, he changes his mind. So where is this angel going to come from that would just jump into your life and be another angel, another being? I think if my ex-husband was not a good man, I was quickly going to jump into another relationship. But he was a good man, and I thought to myself, if a good man, the person that I deem to be a good man, does this, what is another person going to do to me? So I gave myself a lot of time to heal.
So, like, what led, into a divorce? What did you, go wrong, where you can look back to say, okay, this is what I did, this is what caused, my divorce?
Okay, I think the role that I did not play much was the talking much. Okay, where you see something is wrong and you just caution it, you say, okay, let me forget. Even when you see that something is wrong, I would notice a lot of changes in his movements, his way of life. I never used to bother him to ask, who is this? Who was that? Even when I knew that, I knew the same woman, and I would just look at me like, oh. You know.
Oh yes, because there is that tendency. You find that a lot of marriage couples, people who are in marriages, does like once you're in that marriage, because there is that tendency whereby you're going through ups and downs in that marriage. Then a lot of women, actually, even men, they like running to the foreigners to say, I think this one, she's a girlfriend who is calling, no, a boyfriend called. What can you say about that?
Well,
does that also contribute, to the same marriage
breaking?
Yes.
I think what needs to be done when you begin to see, as a wife or as a husband, when you begin to see certain changes in your spouse, you sit them down. It's proper to sit them down. You find out, this is what I'm feeling, this is how I'm feeling, and I've noticed there are these changes in you. What can we do? Because it's a we thing. What can we do in order for us to build up this marriage? Then there are just these men that will just shut you up and all that. So I was never the quarreling type, the asking who is this and all that. That was not my type.
Remember, viewers, that you are watching Naked Truth right here on KBN TV, the finest television. In case you're watching us using DSTV, it is channel 279, Top Star channel 102, and we're also streaming live on our Facebook page. Just search for KBN TV. And today, my guest, she is no other than Peti Chanda right here, just sharing her story, what she has passed through, what she went through right here on this particular show. You speak Shona, you are Peti Chanda. Any roots?
It's actually Setswana.
Oh, Setswana. Okay.
A lot of people
From
have,
Botswana.
yes, a lot of people have mistaken me for a Zimbabwean or for a Shona.
Okay.
This is where it traces back. When I was in Botswana, I'm Zambian, pure Zambian, please. A lot of people have... I've had a lot of such questions. Say, like, are you Zambian? Are you Shona? I'm like I'm a native.
Okay.
I'm very, very Zambian. Like I said, when I got married, we moved to Botswana. So the Shona part of me, there's a Shona part of me is because I was there and I was actually working. So I learned the language. And the Shona part comes in where the time that I went to Botswana, I was hungry for the word. I was still a Christian, like I told you, even when I messed up, like getting married, getting pregnant before marriage. So what I would do was, I felt what I was getting there, that side, was not enough for me. I needed to build up my spiritual life. So what I would do is I would trek to Zimbabwe. I would actually go to Zimbabwe, so that's how come maybe the Shona in me comes in. That's why maybe you even see, like, most of my songs are Shona and Setswana. Yeah,
okay. After your previous relationship, did you rush for another, relationship that, led to a breakup?
Actually not. I never rushed for any relationship. Of course, I was a kid. I was not a kid, but I was just young. I was just this beautiful young girl.
Okay.
So you know that every other man would want to befriend you, and but I never got to a relationship where I had to go through another breakup. If anything, I must say, if I ever had a relationship, I was the cause of it. I was the cause of of the breaking. Because for me, thinking of another heartbreak,
Yes.
I was like, no, 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 my heart has been stitched. At least I've fixed it. And I can't allow any other man to just come into my life and just break my heart like that.
Okay, so now how does one know, after they had breakups and everything, that this now I'm ready, for another relationship? How can you know that now you are ready for another relationship after passing through,
After passing through
a lot?
I think as an individual, as a human being, what you need to understand yourself. Okay, like for myself, I would say sometimes when it comes to relationships, I become very aggressive. It's like I don't want to go through what I went through. So I would actually look out, okay, what are the dangers? What are the signs that maybe this guy is up to something? But I would always look out. It's like when you go through a heartbreak, like your mind is broken. This is why you see a lot of women that have been through a lot of breakups, they tend to shun men, like men, they even end up calling men dogs, when actually in the actual sense, men are not dogs. Yeah, so what I, as for me, what I did was, like I said, I put myself here, start coaching myself. Okay, so now getting back to your question, how you would know that now you're ready for another relationship is the moment you switch off your mind from the other person. You begin to see this other individual as a new person, not to carry the bad things that happened in your previous relationship to come and load them onto another man. For example, there are a lot of women that would just enter a relationship because they want to, but if I feel in as much as men think well,
yes.
Yes, when you begin to think of your previous relationships, like in case the current in a current relationship, your boyfriend or your girlfriend does what the other your spouse, your ex did, and you begin to get aggressive and begin to fight over that, just know that you have not moved on, because you have to consider this person, the new person. Previous relationship, you don't compare the two. So the moment you begin to compare the two, just know that you have not moved on.
Because again, there is another tendency whereby, once you are coming from a broken relationship, another man, quite alright, maybe will try to come and propose to you. Then there is that saying, a lot of ladies, I've heard a lot of ladies saying, no, you win a chimochine. No, you know, okay, sani fifine, if you can't shani fifine. What can you say about that?
No. Men are not the same. Okay, it's not that when every man comes to you, don't think when every other man, like in a day or receive sweet messages, this one tells you beautiful. To some of us, if somebody tells you this, you will be like, oh, it's something that I know. It's not something new. Like somebody tells you, I love you, don't flutter like, oh, he's taken my heart. Taking it to where? So men are not the same. They're very different from the experience that I've had. Men are not the same. They're totally different.
So right now, are you dating? Are you in a relationship?
Oh my God.
Tell us. Wow. I know a lot of viewers, they're waiting. They're anxiously waiting for an answer.
I know, but I don't want to.
I must say that you're so cute. You're so beautiful. Any man would want to marry you.
Okay. Let me. Yeah, of course I'm dating.
Okay.
Yeah, though it's not. I'm actually in a distance relationship.
Why distance relationship? Why not local?
Oh my God.
I
know local is local, but oh my God, I know local is local, but it's a decision that I had to make. It's a decision that I made, not because I wanted to. Not because I wanted a taste of another race or another nation or another. No. It's maybe I must say it was time.
So does distance relationship makes you happy?
It does.
Compared to a local relationship.
It does, because the thing that I would say is as far as I'm in a distance relationship, we are always in touch. He's always in the country. Yeah, he's always visiting.
Oh, okay. So he's not within Zambia?
No,
he's abroad? Very abroad. Sorry, single men. So, how is life as a single parent, especially one with 3 children? Do you get support from your ex?
Wow, a bit here and there, not as much as women would come out to say, no, I force him, he has to. One thing I have learned in life is let people do what they have to do. Let them decide, okay? Let them decide on what to do. I've had even my son rising up to me, and this other day was like, hey, mom, what's wrong with you? Are you telling me that you are just this sweet lady that can't even take this man to court? Then I asked him, why? Why do you say that? Say, you seem to be relaxed, and my friend, you know how kids are, how children are, they discuss. And so his friend told him to say, my father abandoned us, and my mother took him to court, so every month he's paying this much. And, so he was like, Mom, are you just this sweet person? Can't you do something? And I was like, no, God is going to do his part. Let me do my part. He was like, no. At least God will do his part there in heaven, but can you do something here on earth? My friend is like, so I can't say he's not. He's, just a bit here and there.
Okay, so does your ex, have
He
his
does.
children?
He does.
Okay.
Since my children are now big,